Hey, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today I thought I'd give you a little walk around of the workshop and the car park and just show you what sort of work we've got on from a day-to-day basis really. So yeah, we've got quite a few nice cars lined up here. This example is a manual Evo 10, originally from Dubai. Our friends over at Sam Performance, they tuned this car originally and built it. Since then it's changed hands and it's ended up in the UK. So now we are just doing a gearbox rebuild on it. Common issue with the Evo 10s is they do have a weak diff pin setup, so we've got our own autotorque upgraded diff pin kit. So yeah, gearbox is out of it, stripped the gearbox, and we're just replacing the diff pins. So that's quite a nice little modification for those cars, manual cars that have got a bit more horsepower. This one, you may recognise this. This is our autotorque R8 twin turbo car. Recently just been out on a runway day filming some high speed drag racing with Jamie from Officially Gassed actually. So yeah, that should be good. We've got a couple of videos coming out on that, so keep an eye on his channel. Over here, usual scene, autotorque is R35 Gtr, that's in for maintenance work. Evo 10, another one. This car's actually come from Ireland, so we're just doing some SST gearbox work on that. Common problem with these cars is the SST transmission. Quite a weak gearbox, has its faults, but yeah, we've got some modifications we've done to it now to make it more reliable. It's nice bright Lamborghini Aventador SV. That one is in for an ECU remap. So it's had a set of sports cats fitted, and when you fit the sports cats you get an engine management light come on. So the only way to deal with that is to do a remap on it. So we're going to gain some extra horsepower, gain some more sort of burbles, pops and bangs and some flames, so that'll be quite cool. So yeah, you have to take the ECU out, which is underneath the rear wheel arch, and then get it sent away to get it unlocked before we can tune it. So that's currently away, but when that's back that'll be fully tuned. Over here, this car here, this is Jamie's again from Officially Gassed. So we're working with him on a project on his Integra Type R. We are doing a four-wheel drive conversion on this. So this is quite an exciting project. Not many of these around in the world, to be honest. They're all obviously front-wheel drive as standard, but we are putting four-wheel drive running gear in it and building a forged engine for it. So it's going to be turbocharged and four-wheel drive. Once we're finished with it, it should be quite a monster. A couple of red Evos over here. Maintenance work on the Evo 10 and this red Evo 8 MR. Lovely example actually. This is a car that's come in from a trader that we work with, and he's actually exporting it out to Hong Kong because the value of these cars have gone through the roof. All the old JDM stuff has, to be honest, and this one is, yeah, it's now sold, and it is going to be, once we're finished with it, it's going to go out to Hong Kong to its new owner. So that's quite a cool history behind that one. R35, that was a car that we've done turbo upgrade on in the past. That is now, because we've upgraded the power, came in for some gearbox work, so we've had a full gearbox build on that. This one, long-standing customer, just come out of storage, normally used throughout the summer months. That's a nice Evo 10 FQ360 manual. That one's basically got just some maintenance work, AYC ABS fault. Just dealing with that, and then that one will be good to go back to its customer. Over here, oh, this is a nice, yeah, this is another rare example of an Evo 9 FQ360 MR by HKS. Again, the value of these cars, they're going through the roof, so restoration work's quite a common job that we get asked to do on these. So this one has had some underbody work carried out on that one. Moving on to this, we don't see a lot of these now, to be fair. This is a Nissan Pulsar GTIR. New customer to us. It's been stored for a very long time, so it's going to be brought into the workshop, and we've just got to go through the car and basically recommission it. It's in need of a bit of TLC. It's not running particularly well. All the interior is out of it as well, so yeah, that's going to be a bit of work. A couple more Evos over here. Evo 8, that one is for a trade contact of ours. He is in for some tuning work, just wants some more power out of it, I believe, before he sells it, so that's getting done. And this one, again, old JDM car, Evo 3. So this was bought on auction from a car, classic car auction. Guy in Ireland's bought it, so he's not even seen the car. He bought it in the UK at auction, and he's had it delivered straight to us just to go through the whole thing. We've done an underbody underseal on it, and it's having some engine work done. It wasn't running again particularly well when it came to us, so yeah, he just said, make it right before it comes back to me. So yeah, that's what we're doing with that car. Last one on the line here is Evo 10. Again, another 360 manual. Don't normally see many of these, but for some reason we've got 3 manual Evo 10s in, which Yeah, they all come in threes, I guess. But yeah, that's in for some maintenance work and an AYC relocation. Then moving over to this unit. This is our unit. We call it Unit 12, but it's got more of the fast-moving stuff going on in here. So we've got a couple of Skylines in here, GTRs. There's one just getting pushed in, a bit of restoration work. A couple more Evos here. These are ones lined up, ready to go back to their owners, in for faster sort of moving jobs. So they're going to be going back. I'll show you this one while we're at it. Another R34 Skyline. This one we've done an extensive underside restoration on it. We've got some footage of that we'll add into this video and show you, but this one's been with us a little while and we just basically restored it. It's come out of storage. We've had it in storage for about a year since we've done the restoration. Now the weather's getting better, lockdown's lifted and there's some more shows going on. So this one's just been MOT'd and just got out of storage ready for a show. Silverstone Classic, it was at last weekend, and then it's due to go to another car show in a couple of weeks' time. But this is, yeah, beautiful car, really, really special underneath that one. So this is another R34 Gtr Skyline. Yeah, we've got 3 of them in at the moment, all for underbody restoration work. So yeah, this is in the middle of it, so it'd be quite good for you to have a look at this one. This was a very clean car when it came to us. It's had well, we've removed the old black underseal off of it, taken it all back to bare metal, and we've added a body colour underseal to it. So it's a Raptor, tintable Raptor, and it's gone the original colour. So while all the components are off the car, we've got a load down here. Everything gets refurbished, all gets blasted, all the paint comes off of it, all the corrosion gets taken away, and then yeah, either powder coat it or paint it, depending on what it is. Yeah, that's the rear subframe. Then up the front, we've got all the suspension arms, hubs, drive shafts, wheel bearings, which is all going to go back on. I don't know if you can see, but the subframe is now bolted on. A couple of the lower arms hanging off of it. And then, yeah, you can see down here, this is the sort of extent we go to. Every nut and bolt gets zinc coated, so it takes it back to its original finish. Gets rid of all the corrosion. I'll take you over here, just have a look at our process. There's some more nuts and bolts that all get zinc coated, but as the parts come off the car, they get refurbished and then they get put on this rack in here. So just for example, this middle shelf, we've got parts of the steering rack, got the Attessa pump, rear diff, drive shafts. So yeah, as a rule, take all the parts off the car and then we restore the underside. Meanwhile, someone else could be working on the components, restoring them, so we try and make it a swift turnaround. But yeah, it's a lot of man hours going to these cars. It's hours and hours of work. So, but the finished result is quite special. So Evo 9, this is known as the Bait Evo. Autotorque built this car a couple of years ago now. The goal for this car was always like 1,000 horsepower. That was what the owner wanted. We did it in stages, so we just did it as the car went, and you know, in terms of building the power, which could cope with the transmission. So originally, I think the first set goal was about 750 on stock gearbox. Now we've put a sequential Quaife gearbox in it. We're looking to up the power, so I'll show you in the engine bay. So we're just getting it ready for the dyno. We've just put a bigger turbo on it actually. If you come down here, you can see through the front. Bigger precision turbo. What is it, Josh? 7275. Big precision turbo on it now, so that is capable of over 1,000 horsepower. Whether or not we're going to do that this time around, we're probably going to run out of fuel in, but we just want to get the turbo on there, get the car running again because it's just been off the road throughout the winter really, and then yeah, get it safe and then get it on the dyno, which is actually happening tomorrow. So what we will do with this car is we will do a video on this because it is quite a monster, and it's got some really cool party tricks with it in terms of the gearbox, and the exhaust comes out the bonnet, or the wastegates do, and now we've just relocated the exhaust to come out the side. So that's the latest mod. The exhaust did come out the bonnet, but it was just a bit too wild for the road. You couldn't see out the windscreen basically when you're driving it because of the heat haze. So yeah, we've now just diverted the exhaust out the side of the car. So yeah, this is going to the dyno tomorrow. So we will release another video on this car solely and do a review on it, which will be cool. So in here is our engine room. This is where we do all the gearbox engine builds. It's classed as our clean room. So just to give you an example of what we've got on at the moment, this engine here is Evo 10 engine. We're building this engine. This is going to be a forged build. These are just all the old components that have been taken out. As you can see, there's a bit of damage there. bottom end bearing absolutely cooked. Button and shell, that's the main bearing, but it's yeah, it's damaged the bottom end on that, so that needs a crank, rods, pistons, full build. Over here we've got a couple of earlier engine blocks. These are off of Evos. One's a 6, one's an 8. So they're just looking to get reboard those blocks for a build. And then in here, this one is a K20 Honda engine. This is actually for Jamie's Honda project outside, so his four-wheel drive Integra. So unfortunately, he did buy an engine that was already forged, but it wasn't particularly healthy. So when we got it, we just did a health test on it, did a leak down test, and we could see that there was a massive leakage from cylinder number 3. So then we had to investigate it a little bit further. So yeah, this one is under the knife now. We're basically doing a full engine build for Jamie, so his car's going to be reliable, and then it will be built by us solely. So that would be good. That's just a spare engine that came out of his car. So yeah, quite a bit goes on in here. So we do everything in-house basically, from full restoration work to engine builds, gearbox builds. So yeah, we're set up for all really. So that gives you a basic insight to what we do on a day-to-day basis. If there's anything in particular you want to see, like the restoration work or the tuning work, then leave some comments below and we can make that happen.